Hello everyone, it's Keesje. Welcome back. In today's video I'm going to show you how I make these cards. And we're going to make one of them. And I'm using different backgrounds for different cards. So for instance, this card uses a 110-pound card. This one uses an 80-pound card base. And this actually is made from a file folder that I cut up. So depending on what you have, you can make these cards easily. And when I make cards, I usually make them assembly line style. So I cut my cards. I have a few card bases here. Then I will usually choose a background, and it can be made out of fabric. This is a sheer fabric. I get most of my fabric from the thrift shop or something like this. So this might actually go well with that, or just the other way around, you know, so that you can see them somewhat. Or if you don't have fabric, you can use paper. This is a book page that I added some cream colored or, you know, a neutral color paint to. Then I did the same on deli paper or tracing paper. You can use tracing paper for that. Then here I have wallpaper that I cut up. It still has the curve in it from it coming off the roll. So here I have the stripes horizontal, and here I have them vertical. And here I have wrapping paper. I use wrapping paper, pretty wrapping paper. These cards already have the backgrounds on them. So this is fabric from a napkin. This is the fabric you just saw in this pile here. Some sheer from a blouse. Very pretty wallpaper. I don't know if you can see it, but it shimmers. Very nice. This is the wallpaper I just showed you. This is the wrapping paper. This is the book page. And two more with fabric. So the other things needed for these cards is some book pages, either a book page, and I usually use dictionary pages, or some music pages, and I tear these with the tear part of, this is parchment paper, and I just take this part off. I'll put this on my mat, and then I place my tear helper on the inch, so it's about an inch wide, and I tear, and I keep the paper going straight down and pushing on here, and it gives a nice torn look. The other thing I use is cheesecloth. I have cheesecloth in different shades because you don't know what shade you want to use when. So here I have a darker shade, and I have a lighter shade, and everything in between. And then the other thing I use is the pieces of paper that the coil goes through from any book or any sketchbook or whatever you have. And I take the coil out, which is sometimes a hassle, but I really like the look of these things. And I have them in different shapes and colors. So that's what I use, one over here. And of course I have my tray of clusters that I made. All right, let's start. The hardest part is to attach fabric to a card, because you can't really glue the fabric because it's going to distort and fray. So what I do is I just put glue on the card. Grab my fabric, carefully lay it down. Yeah, I think this is about in the middle. I very gently push it down. So now I have a bit of glue on the end here, on the edges, and I just wipe it away while it is still damp. All right, I will attach wallpaper with double-sided tape. So I'll put double-sided tape around the edge and then put it down. And you can't see it was curved at all anymore. It turned out nice and flat. All right, let's do the next layer. Next we'll be adding cheesecloth, and on fabric, you want to wait until the fabric is dry. I would add glue here, and then I would push this in the glue. So, and I picked a darker shade of cheesecloth so that it stands out. Because if your fabric isn't dry yet, it might move while you put your next layer of glue on. Just push it in place. Doesn't have to be too precise. And now we're going to add our book page. See, my page is a little wider, so I'm gonna trim it down a bit. And I have a magazine here that I don't care about that I will use for gluing. And I like to put my letters upside down. There. Push it in. And I'm not too worried that not everything is exactly fastened. And then I will grab one of these. I think I like this better. And I'll cut it here. And now I will add a different glue because this one has a pointy end. So I can just go along the edge. Put this on the bottom here. And we'll add one of those clusters. Do I like that? Oh, I will do this one. This one has music notes. And this is about ready. I can always make a sentiment over here. You know, if it's for a birthday or an anniversary or anything else, then I can always add something here yet. So, of course, you don't have to use light colored backgrounds. Here I have a light blue. And I used one of the clusters over here. And I love how this turned out, and I wish I knew how I did that. Maybe I did with some diluted acrylic paint, but it almost looks watercolor-like. Really like this one. And here I've used wallpaper, and one of the clusters I made in the last video. This was a gift wrap paper that I used as a background. And I added an extra piece of string here, just to add some extra texture. This is one of my jelly prints, and there's even a little bit of gold in there. And also one of my clusters that I made last video. Another one with wallpaper. And here I made one with my texture paper. Here I sewed my paper on, and I don't really like it because it's flatter. And I sewed my button on a paper before I glued it down. So this was it for today. I hope you liked the video. I appreciate any comments, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!